Hello everyone, welcome to another video on this channel. We're going to talk about Rivian. Now, wow, I am absolutely amazed by this stock. Now, we did discuss this stock earlier when it was at around 15 to $20. Now, if you were one of the people who watched that video and bought the stock, really nicely done. Also, if you want to see videos like that, if you want to receive tips on stocks that are doing really nicely, please follow this channel by subscribing to the channel. That would be really much appreciated. Now, wow, we are up 2% today at $25.25, and we actually literally broke above all the resistances there are. So we broke above the 20-day, the 50-day, and most importantly, we did break above the 200-day. And as I have been explaining in previous video, we have never broken above that. So this is actually the first time an extremely bullish scenario. Now, I was also talking about the weekly, the 50 weekly, which we also closed above for the first time ever. So basically, all my goals, all my targets have been exceeded by this stock. It's absolutely amazing how high this went, and we have already seen price targets of up to $30 by analysts. So, what a trade this has been. If you were stepping in even earlier than the $20, like the 14, 15, 16, $17, congrats as well, because this is absolutely a really nice trade. Also for options, this was a huge trade. Now the big question, of course, from this point on is where could this go from here? $25, it's already up almost 100%, but is there still more room? Well, in my opinion, the big area, the big next area will be the 27 to 28 area. Why? Because, as you know, as I've been explaining in earlier videos, previous supports are now new resistances. And as you can see, we did see that the 28 area was a support in October, in November, and in December. And once we broke below that area, it was going really bad for Rivian, and we dropped back all the way to $15 in the end, 11, $12. So because this was such an important level in the past, it will now be a big resistance, and it's basically the next one. Also, I mean, there's literally no resistance on the moving average side, so we have to be looking at previous supply demand zones for the stocks, levels where the stock was above for a long time, and this was definitely the big support area in the past, so it is now the resistance. And if we're going to break that level, my basically projection, my target, I've also been explaining in the previous video, was that the stock would in the end settle for a price between $30 and $35. Why? Because that is basically like the average price the stock was over this longer period between July and December. So talking about like this period, we saw an average price of around $30 to $33, and that is definitely the target for me and for the stock to settle back in that area. Now, I know people who think, yo, this can even go way higher. Well, then we should be looking at the high of last year, September, which was at and around $40, the high of September 2022. Now, this is, of course, still far away, but in the future, if the stock can settle above this resistance, this future support, maybe then, and we can settle nicely there, then $40 is realistic and is definitely another big resistance. And we haven't basically gotten above that level since the beginning of 2022. So that will be the next resistance. Again, it's far away. We still need to get across the 28 level and, of course, get above the average of around 32, 33, and then the 40s. I mean, that's basically like the end game. $40 this year would be a great result for the stock for Rivian, and in my opinion. Also, value wise, I think this definitely deserves to be at least at $30. In my opinion, not financial advice. Also, volume really high. We saw it really high on Friday. We saw it at over 200 million shares. Today is going to be high as well. So also keep an eye on the volume. If the volume is going to start to drop, we might see some profit taking. We might see the price come down back again. And then support wise, I would be really focusing on that 200-day, which will currently probably still move a little bit like this. So watch for a fall back to there. Also, there is still the gap between Thursday and Friday. So if the stock is falling back, keep an eye on around the 21 area that it might close that gap. If it's going to go any lower, watch the 200-day moving average. And I mean, if it's all going to come down a lot, then of course we should be monitoring the 20 and the 50-day. That's still far, far away. We also still have this gap. I do not see that getting closed anytime soon, but of course we got to be open and we got to think about all the possible scenarios there still are. But in my opinion, on the long side, there is still room to at least $30 to $40, and on the downside, keep an eye on that 200-day and that gap close. It probably still needs to happen. Anyway, Rivian is doing great the last couple of days, and if the markets will stay good, if the markets will go up even more, I'm pretty sure that Rivian can get to at least $30. But also, of course, it's everything. It's always important what the markets do, and it will determine stocks like this that are in a hype right now. So also be careful on that. Now, in the comments, please let me know what you think about the stock. Do you think that it will get above $30, or do you think it will drop down back to 20 or lower? Let me know in the comments. Also, please let me know if you want to see other stocks being discussed on this channel. And of course, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe. And then I hope to see you all the next video.